All right, so we have Rose again, and I'm going to do stage makeup. We're going to start with a foundation as close to her natural color as we can. What's great about Rose is that she does have these angel kisses along her cheeks and her nose. So the foundation, unfortunately, is going to cover that up, but it will just show you how well this makeup can cover and conceal anything. And make you stage ready. So we're going to start with a foundation, and I'm just going to kind of dab it on and use my fingers just like paint and get it all over. Be careful of the hairline. We don't want to get it up in there and dye our hair funny colors. I'm just going to put that on. Some people use a sponge. I just prefer my fingers, so it's up to you what you use. Sometimes it is easier to get into the creases if you use a Q-tip. This even looks a little dark, but it is close enough. Okay.
Are you painting my face?
I am painting your face, just like a carnival.
Oh. I didn't know there was face stuff.
Okay, and remember that you want to blend it down here. We don't want a mask look going on, so I'm just going to keep using some of this. This seems to dry a little bit darker than what's actually in the bottle, which is, again, fine as long as we can blend it under her cheek and chin here. And she's closing her eyes, which is good because I don't want to poke her in the eye with the foundation, especially when you get close to the nose. And ladies, us older ladies, when we haven't slept, get those ugly bags under our eyes. These guys are so fortunate they don't have that, but we're still going to put the makeup under there just like they did. So, ready? I'm going to do right here. And you want to really get all over, get it in every crease, because we're going to put the powder on and we want the powder to stick to everything. Try to avoid the lips as much as possible. If you do happen to get it on the lips, just take a damp cloth and wipe it off. Right, I'm going to look up again so that I can just blend it. And we can use, when we do the powder, that will help to blend it too. Okay. All right. Turn your head this way. Thank you. Okay. And you're going to blend it into the hair too. You don't want to, again, put it in the hair, but you are going to blend it in so that we don't have that hard line of makeup versus hair. All right. So I'm just having her bend her head here, there, and everywhere. We're dancers, we can do that. Right? We've gotten super flexible, Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to take another look and make sure that I've gotten it pretty much everywhere. It's starting to dry a little bit, which is fine, so I can kind of move it around even a little bit more up into the hairline. All right, so I'm going to call that good. I'm going to grab my towel and wipe off my fingers because I don't want to transfer any of that to anywhere else. I'm going to turn her head, and just because I see that there's a little bit where it could be blended more, I just took a little damp cloth and toned it down a little bit around the edges, so just to soften up that line. Again, you don't have to do this, but we did use a color that was a little bit darker than her natural tone. Again, that can be a really good thing for stage performance, to do a little bit darker. All right, because we don't want you to look like a ghost on stage. So I'm going to do some powder. I just dip it in, tap it off, tap it in the lid, swirl, tap, tap, and then do circular motions. Shouldn't feel like buffing the face. We're not exfoliating. We're just trying to get it in. So, but you do need to press down a little bit so that we are adhering it to the foundation we put down. Okay, look up. And then I'm going to put it down here. And the powder helps to lighten it up, give a little bit more of a glow. Okay, look straight on. Thank you. Just make sure you get every area. Okay, so I think we are good. Next, this is a step I like to do just to add a little bit extra color, but I do a little bit of bronzer before I do blush. It's not, it's definitely an optional thing. So I just do it right on the cheekbones and then up on the side of the eye here, where when you smile, if you smile enough, that's where your natural color goes anyway. So I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer up top here, and I just kind of use my fingers to blend that in. A little bit on her nose, a little bit on her chin, but it's not full face like the powder is. And this is more of like a dusting. But again, we're on stage, so if you do it a little bit darker, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to close that up. Next, I'm going to do the blush, and I have told you guys that you really want to be able to see it from the audience. So I'm going to start with this side and apply just a little base. And notice how much I'm going back to my palette, and I'm getting more because I really do want it to be nice and dark. And I'm just going to follow that line, so I'm going up and around this way. And it's going to be nice and dark. Okay, almost clown-like. But if you do it a little bit darker, that's fine, because again, we're going to blend. So I would rather have a little too much than not enough on this part. Okay, so that's how it's finished. I'm going to blend this a little bit because this side's a little bit darker, so a little bit heavier. All right, so that's how I have my cheeks and my face so far. All right, I'm going